Andis Masters. It has been at least 6 or 7 years since I've used one of these machines, and I'll be honest with you guys, I don't like these machines. I never have. I've always thought them to be pretty heavy. I felt that they got hot, but like I said, it's been a long time since I've used one, and maybe it's time to revisit this. Some of you guys were kind of trashing me a little bit, talking when I was calling them boat anchors. You guys were like, I love these, man, no way. Look, it's just my opinion, all right? That's all this is. But yeah, so when you open this up, what do you get? Squadouche. You get nothing. You get the boat anchor and you get nothing. But anyways, I'm just playing. I'm gonna give these things a try. We're gonna use these throughout the week, and I'll give you another review on what it's like to use the Andis Masters in 2019 and how do they stack up to all these other great clippers that have come out in recent years. Now, of course, you guys know how I feel about what my favorite clipper is here, but I have planned on just doing another roundup. It's like a yearly roundup of everything that's going on and how much, all these have changed. And I just want to talk for a minute about each one of these clippers, the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads, and I'm going to do a really unconventional shootout at the end of this video, so you don't want to miss that part. So the unconventional shootout is on the way, and this is going to be part of it, so I'm just going to throw this right into the lineup here. And I promised you guys on the vlog that there was going to be a mystery unboxing that I didn't tell nobody about. All day I've been holding this over your head. Alright, you guys are going to laugh when I open this up. Oh, what could it be? What could it be?
No way.
Is it really a Wahl peanut? Oh yeah. Laugh it up, you guys. Laugh it up. This is a badass trimmer. And it is a very good trimmer, still in 2019, and I intend to prove that to you guys. So I'm going to show you guys some clips of me using it throughout the next week. I'm going to rock with the peanuts, and I'm going to rock with this is just a vastly different setup than the one that I normally use. But I'm going to have some fun with these, and I'll give you guys my weekly, after I'm done, I'll do like a weekly analysis, and I'll give you guys my opinions on using these two and trying to not use some of the stuff that I normally use on a day-to-day basis. So that'll be kind of fun. So that's that. Now, it's time to talk about these clippers, all right? So many times I get so many questions about my Oster Volts. These things, I've been using them for like 7 years. They're one of the best clippers I've ever had in my life. I could not have expected them to last this long. The battery is of course modular. I've done many videos on this before, so I'm not gonna go too in depth here, but people ask me all the time, like, when do you need this? Why do you need this? And stuff like that. And I just wanna tell you, like, if you're a very busy barber, you got a lot going on, you got a lot of heads to cut, this is the place you can save time. So debulking with this and moving through the hair quickly with this, the number 2 on the back and sides, the number 3 on the top, all that kind of stuff can be handled so quick with this. And this is the best detachable clipper on the market. I don't care what no one says. I won't be dissuaded. The Andis, I'm sure they make a good product. All the other detachable clippers are good, but for this to be cordless and have been released about 7 years ago, the fact that I've been able to enjoy it a lot longer than people who have just now bought the Octanes or just now bought the other ones, that just speaks volumes, and I think it's pretty cool that Oster hit one out of the park and probably didn't even realize that it would be so beneficial to barbering when they did it. So that gets that one out of the way. The next one, I've been working with this now for a little while. This is an Andis Envy cordless LI, and it has a Wahl wedge blade on it. And the advantage to having that wedge blade on it is the travel on the throw is a little bit longer. It gives you a little bit more room to adjust with it, and it can really help you when you're trying to do them skin fades, or really when you're trying to do any form of blending whatsoever. It's gonna help you big time there. And then the other thing about this is, like, the blades that came with this clipper are garbage. They really are. And if you're gonna put the double magnetics on, well, they don't fit properly with the blade that came on this. So through all of that, it kind of made me bench this machine. But I've since came back to it. I actually find this to be a pretty viable option. I really like using this with the Wahl wedge blade on there. So if you got one of these laying around, just go ahead and get that Wahl wedge blade and put that on there, because you're gonna be really happy with it when it's all said and done. A lot of you guys have asked about this, and a lot of you probably think this is a JRL. I think it's kind of time for me to tell you guys about this, I guess. These clippers come from China. Okay, you can buy these clippers on Alibaba for very inexpensive. I'm talking about 10 bucks, 15 bucks, and that's where these came from. Now, it's not a really reliable place to get stuff, and there's other places that you can get them for like $80, but yeah, essentially this is the JRL. What the difference is, it doesn't say JRL on it, but I'll just prove it to you that these are JRL, because here's your JRL clip. This did come from JRL. This just happens to be a number 6, and of course it fits on here perfect because that's what it was designed for. So these clippers are actually pretty decent for bulk removal. They actually have a ton of runtime. I mean, I think the runtime on these, it's got to be over 4 hours. I don't ever really need to charge them. They work pretty fair, and let's just face it, like, they're not really the greatest thing to blend with. I kind of like them just because they're light, they have a lot of runtime, and I use them to like cut the top down on those longer lengths, or I use them to trim eyebrows. They're just a quick, easy tool for me to grab. So they actually have found a space on my station, and I do make some use out of them. But do I need them? No. I could throw these in the trash and I wouldn't lose a day of sleep over it. But they're a pretty decent clipper, but like the amount of money that JRL's getting for this same exact unit, it kind of defies logic a little bit, and I'm not really understanding why, you know, they would get $150 for these after putting their names on them, but you know, it is what it is. So that's the JRL, or the whatever it's called. You can brand it your own self. A clipper that I've went back to and spent a lot of time with lately is the Wahl Seniors. This just has the standard Wahl blade on it. Absolutely fantastic machine, just the blending on it, everything. It always cuts, it's pretty reliable. It's just a great machine to use. If I had to go to a desert island and I didn't have anything else to bring with me, I could get by with this. I could debulk with this. I could cut just about any haircut with it. You can cut the tops of people's hair with it. It's just an all-around great machine, and I have always found it in the past to have a lot more power than the Andis counterpart here, which was the Masters, because for a long time these were kind of the dueling clippers. It was either you had these or you had these. Now, of course, these got the V9000 in them when we're talking about the days of the V5000, which had a ton of power, and I never noticed any power difference between the 5000 and the 9000. But yeah, we got the V9000s in them now. Supposedly they're a little better than they were before, and it has been my experience that these are just a fantastic clipper. So if you're going to compare them to the cordless, there is no comparison. The cordless, they're not that great. I mean, they'll get you by in a pinch. You can travel with them. You can do some cuts with them. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the cordless. I'm just saying, like, if you're busy to the point where, you know, these are just not going to be a good option for you, you're much better off to just have the cord. You'll have all the power. They never die. They never give you issues. They never get hot. And if I'm working with this, I'm always wondering, did I plug it in recently? Oh, has it got enough charge to get me through? Get halfway through a haircut, it dies. I got to go back to this anyways. It's just like, but if you're going to like hotel rooms and you're on the move and you're traveling a lot, these are pretty good. They're a good cordless clipper, and you could get by with them just fine. So, you know, that's kind of my feeling on it. I really don't see a whole lot of reason why they're so expensive. I mean, I hope the price comes down, but I was just as happy with my Magic Clips. That's the only clipper that I didn't bring with me today. And if you were trying to save some money because you're traveling and you're cutting hair and you're looking for something good, I mean, I would definitely look into the Magic Clips. But we opened these up in one of the previous videos, and I showed you the inside of the 1919, the inside of the Senior cordless, and the inside of the Magic Clips. There was no difference inside. The motors were the same, the batteries were a little bit different, but for the most part, they're essentially the same machines. Obviously, they've made some improvements throughout the years, and that's it. And so this is kind of like a good, the bad, and the ugly kind of thing. Wahl is the #1 best company on earth when you have to deal with their customer service. If you're dealing with their customer service, hands down, they're the best to deal with. I've sent stuff back to them that was 5, 6 years old, and they fix it and they send it back to you without a problem, and they never have given me an issue. Andis is a company that's very difficult to deal with. They don't repair things. They'll send you a new one if you're within that year, and if they can prove that you're within that year. But if they can't, you're SOL. If something breaks, I mean, unless you can fix it, you're pretty much out of luck. So you stuck like Chuck, basically. So Andis has never been a great company in that regard. Not to say that they don't have some fantastic clippers, because they do have some good stuff. But they have never been great as far as it comes to returns or standing behind their product. Now, my baby. Oh, you are so sweet. This is the best clipper in the lineup, and it's no surprise that I would say that. I absolutely love these clippers. They're the best things going, especially if you have that ceramic blade on there, and that's all you really got to do to these. Once you put the ceramic blade on there, you can zero gap them. Once you can zero gap them, you can get any skin line out. And I mean, if you just look at the amount of throw that these have, even with the Wahl wedge blade, I mean, look at how far that lever moves. It's still going, still going. What? Oh! Now look at that. Done. So here we are, moving them together. This one's done. And that one's still going. Alright, so probably the reason why these fade so good and so many people have so much success with these and just love them, and me myself, I love them with all my heart. The throw on these are absolutely amazing. It is one of the best clippers that you could possibly use to blend with. And there's really, there's nothing that I could say about them that's bad. If you have a look at this pair, like I want to show you guys, the faceplate in this pair is a little bit different than the faceplate you're going to see on the majority of pairs. So this one, all the markings have pretty much worn off. That's the only thing I could say about it. So I have no idea how old this actually is. I got this from a guy whose father retired. So these could be anywhere between 40 years old or older.
That's crazy.
And I'm still using them. And they're just not dying. I mean, like, I can't tell you how much hair I've cut with this thing, and I'm just not able to kill them. Yeah, here what I have is the speed line, the Oster speed line. It's essentially the exact same thing as the Wahl. It's the exact same thing as the Oster fast feeds. There's really no differences to it. I really don't understand why they even made this machine, to be honest. But I guess they were just trying to rebrand it and do the same thing. I really don't know. But comes with the gold blade on there, and of course you're still going to need to go out there and put that ceramic blade on there, and the link is in the description. If you don't know what ceramic blade to use, I have that all figured out for you. Just click the drop down below and you'll see that. But yeah, these are the exact same. There's nothing different about them. They don't even sound any different. Nothing about them is different, but they just have a different look about them. So like if you were thinking about getting one or the other, it really doesn't matter which one you get. I would just tell you to get the one that has a better price. That would be all I would really say about it.
Even the back plate is the same size?
Yeah, these are the same. These are the exact same. I mean, the only thing that could be different about mine, other than the blade, my blade is very old. I just have sharpened this blade for years. I've been using this clipper for 5 or 6 years, and I've never changed that blade. But I do get them sharpened, but I haven't changed the stationary blade. I've no reason to. So, I mean, they still cut like a beast, and I don't have any issues with it. The only negative I could say about the Oster fast feeds or the speed lines is they can be a little bit weak when it comes to removing large amounts of bulk. So if you were going into somebody's hair who was, say, they had greasy hair, they had product in it, their hair was wet, or whatever the challenge might be, you might find yourself struggling to get through some of that bulk with that. But other than that, if you don't use those in those situations, which I don't use those in those situations, I make sure that, I'm using that to blend. I use that to knock out skin lines. I use that to reduce weight, within a manageable amount. I don't try to put that thing in situations where it's not going to succeed. Like if somebody said, I want a number 3 on the top, skin on the sides, I'm not going to use it for the 3 on the top. I'm going to pick up the Oster Volts. I'm going to put the 3 on here, and I'm going to mow down that top in half of the time. So I'm going to just get right through that really quickly, really efficiently. So I think I told you guys that I'm going to do a very unconventional shootout, and the time has come for me to do that. And now, a word from our sponsors. We don't have any sponsors, okay? This is just me trying to make a difference. I make all the videos, I edit them, I shoot them, I film them, I got all the cameras, the equipment, computers, and it's all very expensive to make these YouTube videos. Okay, anybody who's interested in checking out some of the tools that I use, like this is my total favorite setup. It's battle tested. I've used it for many years. Most of the stuff here has been here for a long time and it works excellent. Go ahead and click that link in the drop down below and you can check those out. And I finally got some merch up on the channel, and if you decide to scoop one, it really helps the channel out. If this channel helps you out and you want to support it, you want to see more of it, anything you do like that will really help me out. And also I want to do more product giveaways and stuff like that, but it's expensive, and I left a link to my PayPal down below. If you guys kick in a little donation, we can start getting in some of this. I can start giving away more clippers and I can start doing some more things. You find it in your heart to throw even just as little as $1 or $2, it could go a long way to getting some of these clippers in some of these people's hands that might need them, and I can continue to do this for more people. What I'm gonna do Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this mannequin, I'm gonna put it on the stand, and I'm just gonna come at it with one of these. Boom! It ripped it right out. Look at all that hair. It ripped it right out. So yeah, and then we're gonna just see what one swift movement will do out of all of these. Not that this will solve anything, not that this will help you make your decision, but it'll be fun. So let's do it. So the first one I guess I'll use is the JRL. Well, it's not JRL, but whatever the hell you want to call this clipper. This will be the first one I got. And I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna close the taper and turn it on. All right, that's top speed. That's all it's got. You ready? Pretty damn good. I mean, let's go to the Envy. Cordless Envy, LI. Alright, you seen the dent that made in there? Nothing too special, but definitely did its work for how quick I moved with it. I mean, I was quick as lightning. Alright, so here we go again. Ready? They yanked some hair. You definitely hit, yeah, this definitely is yanking. If anything I could say bad about this is I have noticed some slowdown when I travel into some long hair. But blending, it's been pretty good. Alright, so might as well finish off the cordless lineup. Let's see how does the senior perform in the exact same test that doesn't solve anything. Here we go. Oh, that was my bad. I don't normally cut like this, so yep.
Pretty good.
I'll be damned. As far as I didn't expect that out of the senior. Right, I expected the senior to die as soon as it hit hair. Alright, so senior corded. And let's see what happens when I got this little section left. Right, we're coming in hot. With the reflexes of a cat, the speed of a mongoose. Not bad. I mean, it's cutting. It's doing its thing. I mean, if anybody starts cutting hair like this as a result of watching these videos, you probably shouldn't. You shouldn't even be listening to me. I don't expect the feeds to perform well in this, but this is just my 50-year-old pair of bastards, and let's just see what they do when I move quick, like lightning. They're not cutting that great. I mean, but they're cutting, but at least they're not really pulling. Like, I don't feel like a whole lot of drag when I do this. If I move a little bit slower, they certainly seem like they cut. And I kind of knew that this is not even really a fair thing to use, but well, if I use this and I just go, have I made my point clear? Okay, I use this. Look at what this does. This is a true debulking clipper. Do you see how hard them other ones struggled and how fast this was? So if I haven't made myself clear enough times on the channel about why you need a detachable clipper, maybe you just need to go back and watch some more of my videos, hit subscribe and click that notification button, because that will help you to figure this out. And you'll be cutting hair faster than some of those around you. Now, this wouldn't be a true and complete review unless I used the boat anchor, which clearly has never been used before, so I need to plug this thing in and see what it could do. The blade is crooked. The machine sounds like it needs to be adjusted. The blade tension needs to be adjusted. So yeah, I know that I gotta do a little bit of work to this clipper to make it perform a little bit better, but I'm just taking this one straight out of the box, so this one's at a slight disadvantage. So, got a lot of hair to cut here. Just gonna move with it. It didn't even do anything. There we go. All right, so whatever this is solving, I'm not sure, but yeah, so that's how that one performs.
And it's super heavy too. I can't hold
Yeah, it does feel like a boat anchor.
Just like a boat anchor.
You got that, you got that, you got that, you got this one, you got this one. Just don't drop the feeds. That's all I care about, really. And you got all the... Whoa! That's a whole lot of money there if you think about it. I mean, look at that. All right, so 80 bucks, 60. These are pretty cheap usually. Find them for 60 bucks or so. 150, worth 15, but most people are charging too much. $150 rip-off boat anchors. But you know, I'm gonna reserve my previous way that I felt about them. I'm gonna use these next week. I'm gonna force myself to use these all week long so that I can give them a new review. And maybe they've made some changes and maybe they're okay, but I still feel like they were boat anchors. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is Mr. Eddie Barber. I hope you enjoyed this video and subscribe if you're not already. Click that notification bell because I'm gonna keep bringing you useful videos with helpful hints and helpful tips to help you grow your barber career. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm out. Peace.